Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to your community natural health club. So this is about starting your own club, joining the club with me so we can all help ourselves and learn from each other on health issues. We all know someone who's sick, have problems, health problems, kids, women, co-workers, people in the hospital or have some kind of condition. So we need to step up because we are going to get sick. The problem is, the reason why we get sick is what we eat. And we need to educate ourselves on things, what to eat, protocols to do, because it's just getting out of control. And like I was telling somebody, like, I told people to raise their hand, how many people you know that's sick? How many people? Like 4 or 5. I'm like, it's crazy. So we need to get our community together, friends and family, and do something about it. So that's the mission of my podcast, to help people out. So I have a couple of people who actually started the health club, and it turned out really great. I give them different recipes. I'm going to start doing videos, posting on YouTube, so you can know exactly how to do it. Because I used to tell people how to do it, but I figured it's best if I make a video so they have no excuse. They can see it and see how it's done. So that's one of my missions. Like we had a health challenge in the group where we made sure we drank like almost a gallon of water a day. And it came out pretty good, good testimonials. They felt better. They had more energy just by drinking water. Getting rid of the sodas and the juices. And all of them felt better. And they did it as a group. And it's more encouraging when you do it as a group than just to do it individual. You have a tendency to do it more. Then you get your family, your friends, so it really becomes like a really nice community. So, they really love it, and I'm hoping I can expand it, and get more people to join, like your friends and your family, your immediate family. People who are sick, you can teach them something, So, one of the things, I was telling people, summer is coming, and we're going to eat all crazy, so we got to be careful about that. One of the number one things we have to do is drink water, eat more fruits, eat before you leave your house, because there's going to be a lot of tempting things out there you want to eat, especially like I go to a lot of festivals, and they have all this food. So I make sure, I said, well, Michael, make sure you eat something before you go to that festival, because you don't want to go to the festival and you see all this stuff. At least when you eat, you're not hungry. So usually when you don't eat, go out there, you get hungry and eat these crazy stuff. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you went through that. When I go to these festivals, I see all these foods, especially like cooked foods. And in the summertime, I don't like to eat a lot of cooked foods because it makes me hotter. It makes me urinate all the time, go to the bathroom. So I tend to try to eat at home so I can go to the bathroom at home so I don't have to deal with all that. So that's one of the great things about starting the health club. So a bunch of guys to think of that, think of friends and family you can contact and say, oh, let's do this, I saw people that has really, really, really great results. Like I said, summer is getting here, and one of the things I do, I do a detox, simple detox. I take it in the morning. I take 8-ounce glass of water with a teaspoon of chia seeds and lemon. And I drink that, and it helps me, get a good bowel movement because, in the summertime you're going to be sweating and you want to cleanse yourself out. You actually cleanse it when you're sweating, but the thing is you have to eat the right food. So a lot of fruits and vegetables, salads are very good, very cooling. I went through that stage where I did it for like 3 months. And within 3 months, I had a huge result. People were commenting about my skin, my eyes. I didn't see it, but they saw it. And so it was like amazing. I tell people, just try it. You'll get more energy because the food is more nutritious. So you won't get it as hungry because you're eating nutritious things. Like a lot of the foods we have, it's so hard to digest. There's not a lot of nutrition in the food. So you're going to respond, say, I'm still hungry because you're eating food with no nutrition. So your body's going to always say, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And then the food you're eating takes so long to digest, and then it takes so much energy out of you, your body's going to say, I'm hungry. So that's one of the problems we have. People are always hungry because they're eating food that's very hard to digest, no nutrition. And I tell people, just look at the label. Look at all that extra ingredient in it. I saw a recipe. Back in the old days, they used to make their own bread. So now when you buy bread, it must have 30 different ingredients in it. And it's hard for your body to digest. Some of those ingredients, you can't even pronounce them. So I saw a recipe, which I'm going to do or tell you later how it turns out. 2 ingredients bread. I was just so shocked. I'm like, 2 ingredients? I was just amazed to make bread. So I'm going to challenge myself, and a couple other people say they're going to try to make it too. It looks exactly like bread, 2 ingredients, and the grain they used was buckwheat. And buckwheat, I worked it before, is a little, like you have to soak it, and it gets a little oily. It's very nutritious. It's gluten-free. I'm like, wow, I got to make this. Because a lot of people are allergic to gluten. They don't really know. Because when we have it, wheat, we have it in all forms. We have it in pasta, we have it in bread, we have it in cookies, pastries, you name it, it's all wheat. So grains are kind of toxic when you eat too much. So when you constantly eat it all the time, you develop these allergies, stomach problems, because we're not supposed to eat grains constantly. You got to take a break. You got to cleanse, and that's just part of nature. In nature, the animals, when they eat these grains, they don't eat the same grains all the time. They rotate. They go to another field or another pasture, and they don't get allergic to it. But what happens is the certain toxins in these grains where your body can only tolerate it for so long. And sometimes when you eat something, same old thing, I'm sick of eating this. That's just the toxins in your body that's telling you you had enough. You need to go to something else. And it's designed in nature so you won't overeat that grain or it'll be extinct. If you eat the same thing all the time, the grain all the time, the animals, those grains will be extinct. So they usually go from pasture to pasture because they have this allergic reaction. Then, I'm tired of this. Let's go to another field where they have different grains. So a lot of people are allergic to grains and they don't know. Like I was allergic to grains because it used to bother my stomach. And I didn't know it was related to grains. So I used to love bread, pastry. And I know it's hard for me to go to the bathroom. I develop allergies. And this is something that, a lot of doctors don't tell you. I tell people to go to the doctor and get an allergy test. Very simple. And once you identify, say, okay, let me get rid of this grain, you will see the difference. So a lot of people don't even know what they're allergic to. So before I go any further, does anybody have any questions about the health club? How you started? I'll give you more information about it. I can give you my email, and we can set something up and help your family and friends out. So anybody have a question before I go on? Okay. So if you do have a question, just come in because we could do it that way. So the summer is coming, and we need to control ourselves. Like I said, we eat a lot of fruits, water, before you leave your house, eat. I usually like eat food and make sure I go to the bathroom and I leave out of my house. Carry some snacks with you, like I carry some nuts, some water, some raisins, anything that I can, carry around me that's not so, cumbersome. I even carry around a frozen smoothie when it defrosts. I got myself a smoothie. So you got to do that because, like, I go to a lot of these festivals. Like I said, I don't want to go there and start eating, So that's one of the things you could do in the summer. Stay away from the sodas because, the sodas are going to make you urinate more. The sugar is going to make you urinate more, and then you're going to get dehydrated. So you have a lot of excess sugar or salt, your body's going to get rid of it. It's just too much for the body. That's where the body get rid of the excess stuff. So when you have all this sugar, your body needs liquid to urinate it out. So if you have a lot of sugar, you're going to get to a point you're going to say, I'm drinking water, but it seems like I'm still dehydrated because your body's still trying to sort out that excess sugar and salt. I went through that through my whole life. I'm like, why am I still thirsty? I was eating all the sugary stuff, all the salty stuff, which I used to like, and I was just constantly urinating. And I realized my body is throwing out this excess sugar, which is too much for my body, excess toxins, excess salt. So you got to always keep that in mind. If you urinate a lot, that's your body trying to get rid of the toxins, sugar, salt, excess stuff. So always remember that, especially when you drink water all the time. You say, I'm still dehydrated. My skin is dry. So it's very simple. You just got to be aware of these things. And these things that I'm going to, I teach people in the club and, much in the past and on to other people. And, as a group, you're going to see that these things work. It's not just you. You got 5 other people that confirm and say the same thing, and the health club, we're going to go on challenges, like eat salads for a week. It's very nutritious and has a lot of minerals. I think I went on a 3-month salad cleanse, and I noticed I started eating less, and I couldn't understand why, because I like to eat. And the reason why I started eating less because I was eating more nutritious stuff. So when you eat more nutritious stuff, your body's going to say, I'm satisfied. It's got to be, these salads have vitamins, minerals, and that's what your body wants. To start repairing things, fixing things, and replenish your bones, your skin. Because your bone is like a reserve of minerals. And if you don't get the minerals, your body takes the minerals from your bones. Because it needs those minerals, especially like magnesium, potassium, calcium. They need it for a lot of chemical activities in your body. If you don't get it, your body has to take it from the bone. So what the body expects you to do is eat right so it can replenish those bones, the minerals in the bone. So that's one thing I learned. I'm like, wow, I like to eat. Why am I not eating? Because I was eating a lot of nutritious food. I made a lot of smoothies. I made a lot of, I like raw foods because when I say raw foods, foods that are not cooked, like salad, fruit. I make nut milk, seed milk. And usually when you cook a food, you're killing a lot of the nutrition. So it's like you get half the nutrition. So since I was eating a lot of raw stuff, I had a boost in my energy. I felt good. And one day I woke up and I'm in the middle of the night. I'm like, wow, I didn't even eat today. And I just couldn't understand. It's because I was eating more nutritious food that was easy to digest. So that's one of the things I want to teach people in the club. Like, we got to, we're getting older. We're not getting any younger. We got to do something. And, I look at older people over the years and I see some of the problems they have. They can't walk or just a lot of things, taking a lot of medication. And I said, you know what? I don't want to be like that. I want to always be able to walk. I see people with canes, walkers, wheelchairs. And now I see a lot of people like that. I'm like, wow. So if you don't start taking care of your body, look at those older people, you're going to be just like them. I'm telling you. So we want to be one step ahead. We don't want to get that way. So as a group, it's easier to do. You'll see your friends get better, lose weight, have more energy, eat better. So we're all going to get older. So I'm not saying I don't want to get older, but I want to be healthy when I get old. So one of the things I do, I take 8 ounces of water with some chia seeds and with some lemon. That helps me get a nice bowel movement. I usually try to have it every morning. A lot of people do not have great bowel movement, or they think they do. So I tell people, well, you have to work on that too. Because if you don't go, or if you don't go enough, you build up toxins. So that's one of the things that we have to work on. And like I said, as a group, it can do wonders for you. You can see your friends get better. So what I'm also going to do is, like, I make food, and we're going to start. I tell people recipes what to make. Like the last time I was on, I was showing people how to make seed milk. Like my favorite seed milk is pumpkin seed. It's very high in zinc. All your body organs need zinc. They're very, your body, if scientists look, they notice all the organs is very high in zinc, and it helps them with their immune system. So your organs, they need, to be really healthy. So there's a lot of zinc that's stored in your organs. And also, seeds help your body with, I just recently learned last week, helps your body with hormones and stem cells. And I was just kind of shocked about that. I'm like, oh, wow, I've never heard of that. But, we need stem cells to repair our body, fix things. And, if you don't get it, then your body age more, can't repair as fast. And another thing I tell people is that we have to learn how to go to bed earlier and get up earlier. Don't eat late at night, because that's when your body goes into a super healing mode. And once you learn all this stuff, you will see the difference and feel the difference in your body. Because I know a lot of people eat late at night and they say, oh, I didn't sleep very well. I said, because your body was digesting food. I said, when you eat food at night, your body's still working, your kidney is working, your spleen is working, because the food just can't sit there. It'll putrefy, So they wake up miserable, and I went through that stage. I'm like, no, I ate last night, and why am I, so tired and hungry when I wake up? And I said, you know what, let me stop eating late at night. Did that. Had a great sleep. Felt really good when I woke up. And my stomach felt better, and I just felt like really good. So at night, your body goes into a super healing mode, and we need to take advantage of that. A lot of people just don't know. That's a really good thing to practice, because our body needs to repair. Once you have food in your stomach, your body has to go through the digestion problem. So it turns on the kidney, the spleen, and all that, and it can't repair at the same time. So it usually does a repair at night. You notice your skin will get better. Everything will just get better. You feel better, have more energy, and that's one of the things I want to, help people, with their health club. Like, you got to start a health club so you can teach everyone, all your friends and family. I mean, you're going to notice the difference. So we got to start somewhere. I tell people, go to the doctor, get a checkup, see what he says. Those are the things you need to work on. Don't wait till you get sick and say, oh, I should have did something early. Go to the doctor. They could tell you exactly what's going on with your body at that time. And also, I sell wheatgrass, and, it's a supplement, and it's a very nutritious supplement to help people out who really have health challenges And I have quite a few people that buy it from me, and I always ask them, when you go to the doctor, have them compare your blood between the last time you came to the hospital to the current time when you start taking this wheatgrass. And every single one of them say, the doctor said my blood test has really gotten better. So blood is life. When your blood is good, you would do good. That's the only way the body can repair itself is through blood. So I'm really encouraging people. So if anybody have any questions about the health club, let me know, because I'm like, this is the key. This is our community, the health club, This is our village, Back in the old days, we had a family structure. They cooked for us. They had more nutritious stuff. We grew our food, and we were healthy that way, because we grew our food. Now, these foods have, like I said, 20, 30 ingredients in it that are just no good to your body. It makes your body work harder, digesting it, and it just wears you out. People say, oh, I'm still hungry, because your digestive system was working so hard. You usually eat a piece of bread back then, and it didn't take 4 or 5 hours to digest that bread. Now it does, because all these strange ingredients in it. Because then when your body digests it, it can't even digest the whole thing. So you wasted your energy on this food. Like you say, for example, if you eat an apple, you can digest it within a half hour. Any raw foods you can digest very easy, but when you cook it, you're killing the nutrients, harder to digest, and you don't get enough. And that's what I realized through my journey, and that's why I want to really start this health club. So, if anybody have any questions, please let me know about the health club, about the wheatgrass, about some recipe announcements. I'm going to be doing this video so it can make it easier for everyone. And I'll figure out, so let me make a video, show people how to make this, how to make that. One of the things I'm going to show you how to make seed milk, was very nutritious. Smoothies with the seed milk. Yogurt, kefir, which is very easy to make. Chia puddings, stuff that's easy to digest. And, more to come. But I figured, I said, the only way people, they got to see it so they can say, okay, I'm going to make this. Someone had a question?
So, Michael, this is Angela. So are you saying the wheatgrass is good for high blood pressure?
Yes, wheatgrass is good because what it does, it builds up your blood. Once you build up your blood starts healing your body. It's just simple as that. You need the blood to heal your body. If you don't have good blood, it's going to have a harder time to heal. Like when I started my journey with the wheatgrass, I would go to the doctor, and he would just say things to me, oh, your blood is good. And he would say it to me all the time when I go, I'm like, no, I guess that wheatgrass is really working. And then I have other people who tried it, and I tell them, get a blood test. Have the doctor compare from the last time and then now when you're taking the blood. And every one of them say, oh, the doctor said my blood was good. I'm like, that's great. When your blood is good, your blood can heal your body. It's just simple as that. When your blood is not good, that means your body's going to have a hard time healing. Simple as that. And plus the wheatgrass, it gives you energy. I experienced that. I'm like, oh, wow, I got a lot of energy. And other people tell me the same thing. They say, oh, I got a lot of energy and stuff. I'm like, that's great. That means your body's repairing and fixing things. When you have a health challenge, you take the wheatgrass and you will notice a difference too. For some people, they won't notice until like weeks later, like I'll see them. I'm like, oh, wow, you're doing a lot of stuff now. Then you realize that, you know what? It must be that wheatgrass. I had a friend who plays golf. He takes my wheatgrass. He said, Michael, it really feels good. I play golf, nothing hurts. So he told his friends that were playing golf, they always complaining about their back, their leg. And he said, you guys need to get this wheatgrass. Just try it out. So they tried it out for about maybe a month or so. They play golf every week, and he noticed they stopped complaining about their condition, their back, their leg. He said, Michael, they didn't even notice. I said, that's what happens with most people. They just feel good, and they just go with the flow, which is great. So he told me, he said, you guys are not complaining about your backs anymore, your legs. And they said, oh, yeah. So there must be that wheatgrass. So I get a lot of people who experience it. Like sometimes they buy the wheatgrass from me, and I don't hear them until like months later, and they say, oh, yeah, that works. So I notice when people start feeling good, they just go with the flow, which is great. But, I want to teach them, like, see your blood. Even if it wasn't wheatgrass, it was green juice or whatever, that's going to help build up your blood. They have better things than wheatgrass, which is, dandelion grease, but I can't find that wholesale was already pre-juiced, but
Okay.
wheatgrass is very good. I said, well, that's the next best thing. I tell people, if you're going to have an operation, please take this wheatgrass, because a lot of times when people have an operation, sometimes they're very weak and they shouldn't have an operation. So it makes things more complicated. I said, well, just take the wheatgrass. And once you start taking it, they're going to notice your blood got better, and then you're more capable of going through this operation. But if your blood is not so great, how are your body going to heal? Like I had a operation in the hospital the following week. I had to go to a doctor, so they had to transfer to a doctor. And he said something to me, and he says, wow. I'm like, what? He said, you look excellent for somebody that had an operation a week ago. I'm like, oh. And I credited it towards the wheatgrass. It's a blood builder. It helps you heal faster. So it's just simple. It's been around for 30 years. Ann Wigmore, if anybody heard of her, she the one that, told people about the wheatgrass and promoted it, and all these health institutions like in Florida, California, Indigo Yoga, they all push wheatgrass because it's so potent. It takes 1 minute to get in your blood, and you usually feel it once you take it. Like you get a little more energy, and I tell people you got to try it.
So how do you digest it, Michael? Do you put it in a blender, or do you? How is it that you?
It comes in a frozen cube, and what I do is I take cubes out, like 2 cubes is like 1 ounce. So I take the cubes, I put it in a little bit of water, like a little less than a half a cup, and I let it sit and melt. Or sometimes I'll take the cubes and just suck on it because a lot of times I'm in the rush, and I would just take it. But I take it every day. And, I notice differences, especially like the people I sell it to. They say, Mike, my back don't hurt. This type of guy, he's like 87, I think. He said, really, I don't have this back problem anymore, and I don't have this. I said, well, your body's getting nutrition, so it can kind of heal it, And then wheatgrass is so equivalent with the blood. Like the blood is high in iron, and the wheatgrass is high in chlorophyll. So, you had another question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So now, not having pain or whatever, but I am concerned that my blood pressure stays a bit elevated most of the time. And I don't want to take, their medication. Okay.
I understand.
So I'm trying to figure out what's a better way, to try to bring down this blood pressure.
Right. I think, definitely the wheatgrass will help. And when you have blood pressures, other things going on too. Mm-hmm. They don't tell you that. So these other things, the wheatgrass would help, because when you start taking, like one of the things happened to me, I took so much wheatgrass, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even eat. I didn't even have the urge to eat. So once you get the nutrition, you would actually eat less. Because your body is just starving for nutrition. If you don't get it, it's going to always say I'm hungry. And then a lot of people, don't eat nutritious stuff. If you eat a lot of cooked foods, you're killing half the nutrition in the food anyway. And then when it's cooked, it's harder to digest. So it takes longer. So you're spending all this energy digesting this food. And then it has less nutrition in it. And then all of a sudden, people say, oh, I'm hungry. So they eat the same thing, and there's a cycle going on. So, I like green smoothies. It tastes good. It's quick, digests very fast, satisfies my appetite. I like
when you said
salad.
Green smoothie, I'm talking about kale, spinach. What kind of smoothie?
Anything that's dark green. I'll just put a handful of greens. It could be kale, spinach. I like spinach. And I put it in my fruit smoothies. And I make my own nut milk, blend it up, and drink it. I make puddings out of nuts and stuff like that. Nuts and stuff are very nutritious. It has good fats. It doesn't have all these ingredients in it like you see those pre-made stuff you see in the frozen section of the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, we got to change. As a group, we can learn these things. Like I found a recipe. It was a 2-ingredient bread. And I was just so shocked. I'm like, these breads today, they have 30, 40 different ingredients in it. And here's one, they got 2. I haven't tried it yet, but when I do, I will tell people. I told a friend of mine, she said, I'm going to make this as a gluten-free bread. And then it's made out of buckwheat.
Mm-hmm.
They used to make oatmeal out of buckwheat back in the day and stuff like that. And it looked like bread. The texture looked like bread. I'm like, wow, because I like bread.
As you know, one size does not fit all. I was listening to I guess a doctor that was on probably a couple of days ago, and I need you to help me out here. I've never heard of hybrid. I didn't know what that really consists of, and when he started talking about hybrid being that wheatgrass is a hybrid, and you need the indigenous type of food that we should be eating. Is there, in fact, any indigenous type of green grass that we know about here in this world? And I know that, like I said, one size don't fit all, and we have to try to do the best that we can with what we have. I know a friend of mine, he's been taking green juice very regularly, and he's definitely, Michael, he swears by it. I mean, he loves his green juice. No one can tell him anything, but he never talked or brung up anything about something being a hybrid. So can you tell the audience what that means, and is in fact there's any indigenous green grass plants that we should be aware of, or is it more expensive, or yeah, go ahead and elaborate, please.
Okay, usually a lot of people, when they say, oh, it's a hybrid, but people don't understand it. They say, oh, it's a hybrid, but I'm going to explain to you what a hybrid is. If you grow fields and fields and fields of just like spinach or wheatgrass, man is growing it on a farm, you're going to tend to create a hybrid because it's the same seeds growing on one field. In the wild, you don't find things growing together all the time. It's like, so just a perfect example of brother and sister. Let's say a plant is a brother and sister. So you're growing this brother and sister on the field, has the same seeds, no genetically different, characters in their DNA. Is the same thing. So it's no variety. But in the wild, things are not a hybrid because plants, they fight against each other and stuff like that for space and stuff like that. And what happens is when farmers farm, they use the same seeds from the same group, and that's like a hybrid. It eventually becomes a hybrid because it doesn't get a chance to mix with different genetics. So it's like brother and sister is mating, and they keep mating and mating. And that's what you pretty much call a hybrid. So if you get somebody from another area, you have different genetic things that will make that genetics more stronger, because if you keep mating the same thing, it will get weaker, have all types of disease. And it's like, humans mate brother and sister. If you have sickle cell and the other one has sickle cell, it's going to make that child weaker. So that's like going on in the plant industry also. When you have the same seeds, there's no variety. So it's going to get weaker, weaker, and weaker. You have to give it more nutrients, more minerals, more water, because it doesn't have variety. So variety is good because it makes the plant stronger. It gets you different genetic material from a different wheatgrass, from another one. So when they merge, it becomes stronger. So that's pretty much what it is. So if you on a farm, you keep growing the same seeds, it's going to get weaker and weaker. Just like you're using all these fertilizer and stuff to make it strong and grow fast. It's just the plants just get weaker. There's hardly no nutrition in it. So that's the way I kind of explain it to people. It even happened, like the Egyptians used to mate with each other, and they noticed that the dynasty died out. And they was wondering, why did the dynasty die out? Because brother and sister were mating. So they had problems having kids. A lot of the kids had a lot of disease, and they died out. So that's what a hybrid is. Like if you keep doing that, it'll eventually die out because you have to nurture it so much. Because it's going to catch a disease because it has no different genetic materials to make it stronger. So I hope that I can explain it a little bit. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, Michael. Yes, that explains it 100%. Now I understand, definitely. Thank you for that also. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. So there's a lot of plants that are hybrids, but that don't mean they're good. I tell people, I says, well, they have roots. The roots is going in the ground, it's taking those minerals up, But and then it's usually if you want something that's not hybrid, you have to find it in the wild. Because it wasn't tampered, they had a chance to exchange genetic materials and stuff like that, and it will make the plant stronger. So I tell people, I say, yes, a lot of things are hybrid. It doesn't mean they're no good. But if you can get something that's not hybrid, that's great. It means it's a little more potent. But as society is the way we live, that's kind of hard. We're feeding all these people. We have to grow all these fields and fields of food, and and eventually slowly become a hybrid. Maybe in the future they'll think about, well, let's put different seeds in it instead of the same old seeds all the time. So anybody have any questions? So, yes, the key is the health club started. You have all your friends getting healthy. You have to start making things and, different recipes, and you're going to notice the difference in your body. It's going to change, especially the energy. That's the number one thing that what usually happens. The energy, you start to heal faster and, lose weight, eat less. A lot of times, like we just eat too much, especially at night. I said, well, that's a killer right there at night. You're eating this food, you're digesting at night, and at night, that's when your body's supposed to heal. So we're just, it's really messing up our cycle. So I tell people, I said, well, we need to learn, especially at night. That's when your body heals. I know so many people that eat late at night. And I had a friend, he had 2 jobs, and he was a chief, and I keep getting sick all the time. I don't know why,
I said, you don't know why you're getting sick? He says, no. I said, you have 2 jobs. That's 16 hours. Then you have to go home, eat at night. So that means your body can't heal. And eventually he caught up with me. It got so bad, I said, listen, why don't you quit one of your jobs? So he quit one of his jobs, and his health got better.
Mm.
Some people think they're a machine, you know. So I said, we're not a machine, Our body can heal itself. We got to give it a chance. We got to stop eating these crazy foods. We got to stop eating late at night. And one of the things I don't like to do is eat in front of a TV. It just kind of makes you want to eat more to me, so I stop, I don't eat in front of a TV. I say, we got all these bad habits and, drinking all these food, these different drinks and stuff. It's super sweet, super salty. It's going to make you urinate more, so you keep urinating. It's throwing all your water out that you need. And then you're still dehydrated. You're going to feel that. I went to that, before, like, wow, I'm drinking a lot, but I just feel dehydrated. My skin was dehydrated. I just felt it, And it was all from that salt and sugar. So that's one of the things I took. I said, well, you got to work on your, go on a challenge, just no sugar and salt for a week. I said, if you do that, the following week, if you have that same drink, you're going to say, oh, this is too sweet. I went through that. Well, I had to cut it down. Like apple juice. I used to love apple juice. I stopped drinking that, and I started back again. I'm like, wow, this is too sweet. I had to water it down by 2/3 of water for me to tolerate. So a container of apple juice, one apple juice for one person is 3 apple juice containers for me. So I said,
Wow.
it's, I cut the cost. Because I'm like, I like it tiny bit sweet, but straight apple juice for me is just too sweet. So I tell people, I said, well, we got to try these challenges, and you'll see. And I actually eat less, and I used to like to eat, and I'll go a long period of time without eating. And I do that a lot, And our friends say, oh, aren't you hungry? I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. Because I usually eat before I leave. Because I know if I don't, leave my house, I know if I leave, I'm going to eat something crazy. So I say, we can train ourselves to do this. We were trained all our lives. So we need to really train ourselves. And that's why I like the health group, because everybody enjoy it and learn from each other, and they usually achieve their goals. They feel better. They want to learn how to make these simple recipes. Like I make my own salad dressing, and they said, well, why don't you just buy it? I said, salad dressing in the store, how many ingredients they have in there? I make mine fresh where it will go bad in a certain amount of day. Anything that's very fresh is very nutritious. So if it lasts a long time, that means it's not nutritious at all. But that bacteria is going to go for it. So we have to step up. Like I tell people, we're not getting any younger. And you see elderly people, especially now, these automatic wheelchairs getting on the bus, and I'm looking, and I'm like, wow. And then they don't be that old. That's the shocking part.
Yeah, that is.
I'm like, wow. And it makes me look at them hard. I'm like, I always want to walk when I know I'm going to get old, but I always want to walk. I know a friend of my mother, she was in a hospital. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a friend whose mother was in the hospital for about 4 or 5 years.
Mm.
I'm like, wow. And she used to complain, why don't God take me now? Why don't God take me now? And, And I felt really bad because I understand, too. I said, I would probably want to go, too, being in the hospital for 4 or 5 years. And, you know, I was like, well, it's kind of sad. I said, you know what, we need to start now. You know, you got all this food out there. It's so tempting. And so we need to learn how to make our own food. You know, like I ran into a friend, you know, she was a raw food chef. I volunteered with her, and I learned how to make everything she made. She made a raw lasagna, which was excellent. A raw pizza, which was excellent. A raw burger, excellent, made out of nuts and seeds. And I just couldn't believe it, but it was all good. It was a little time-consuming, but, you know, since I was eating that way, I noticed I was eating less. I didn't have to, I could go the whole day without eating. You know, I learned to fast, which is another way you can go into a super healing mode. And, you know, fasting is really great because I had a friend, she called me up one day, she was fasting. She says, Mike, I want to tell you this, but you're probably the only person that understands. She was fasting for like a week. And she yelled out the top of her, for a week, she fasted for a week. And she yelled out the top of her lungs, she says, I feel great. And I just smiled and laughed. I'm like, yeah, I understand. I know a lot of people who did that, and they did the same thing you did. They didn't know they can feel that great. So, some people can start your health clubs, get friends and family together. We can all learn together. I'll help out with recipes. Like the nut milks, I love the nuts because I used to like milk, especially the pumpkin seed milk. Like everybody who tried to make it, they said it tastes like milk, a little weaker milk. I'm like, yeah, that's why I like it. I make sesame milk, I make sunflower seed milk, I make almond milk. And it's all from nature. It's natural. It doesn't last long because it's so nutritious. It lasts like 3 or 4 days. I said, anything very nutritious, it will go. Yes.
So you have the I like almond milk. So you have the recipe where you can share, or you know.
Yeah, I was telling you it's really easy. You take a cup full of almonds. It should be organic if you can get it. You soak it overnight. So you soak it overnight. Then in the morning, you throw that water out and you rinse it. And then you put it in the blender. And you usually start off with 1 cup of water at first. You blend it, 1 to 2 cups of water. You blend it and it becomes like a paste. Okay. Then you add 2 more cups of water. Blend it again. And then, like if you're going to make a smoothie, you can take that blended stuff and put like a cup in your smoothie with some water, and you made your almond milk. But what I usually do, I'll take that mixture and I'll put it to a strainer. I usually use a cheesecloth, or you can use a fine mesh strainer. And you put it to the strainer, and then you get this. The milk goes through. You probably have to press it down with a spoon or something in the strainer. And you get your almond milk. When I first made that milk, I had it for 3 months straight because it was just so good.
Oh, okay.
It was very nutritious. And I tell people, and an easier milk to make is cashew milk. I like that a lot, too.
Really? Cashew?
Yeah, cashew. You may not even have to strain, but I usually strain it, but it seems like it's not worth it because you don't get a lot of pulp. So I would just, take the cashew, a cup of cashew, raw cashews. I would put a cup in a blender. Oh, I'm sorry, you got to soak it overnight.
Soak overnight, okay.
You rinse it in the morning. Then you put 1 cup of nuts in the blender. Add 1 to 2 cups of water, blend it till it's like a paste. And actually, with the cashew, it comes out like a pudding if you leave it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a pudding, you can sweeten it with dates or banana, and it's a great pudding. But to make a milk, you just add 2 more cups of water, blend it, and you got your milk.
Okay.
And that's a little easier.
The cashew.
Yeah, the cashew is very creamy. You have to get raw cashews, no roasted, raw. And I would tell people to start out that way first because it comes out nice and creamy. And then I can use that cream to make a raw soup with the same spices and stuff. Like you're going to make a raw soup. You can put tomatoes in there, blend it up, put your seasoning in it, and you have a raw soup.
Okay. Yeah.
So
okay. So
you can also make a yogurt. I'm sorry.
You said a yogurt?
Yeah, you can make a yogurt from the cashew, from any nuts. I have to teach you that later. You put some probiotics in it, let it ferment, you counter it to the next day, and you got a yogurt.
Mm.
I make my salad dressing out of the cashew or the nuts milk, come out nice and creamy, season it up, and I got my nice salad dressing.
Okay. Okay. Well, you made it seem simple enough, Michael. I'm about to get with you and get some more of these recipes, and I appreciate this information, and so I let me know, because I would definitely want to give you some funds for it, but I am trying to work on this high blood pressure and this weight, and I'm ready now to take it serious, because what I've come to understand is that we can talk about it, but until we really get ready and say that I'm going to do it. I didn't think that I could give up the coffee, and it's been almost a month, 2 months. And I know that was a contributing factor to that blood pressure, and even down to some foods and stuff. So, I feel like I'm ready to be serious about my health now.
Yeah, I tell people to start your club. That way you are you are doing this with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Your family, and you'll get it.
Right.
You're teaching each other. And I say, you got your community right there, and that's what we have to do.
Right.
By the way, I didn't learn this, by myself. I knew somebody was a chef, and I volunteered, and they taught me a lot of stuff. I went to health events, and that's what we're going to learn. There's a lot of other stuff like that. I tell people you need to start with your food, and to wheatgrass, you would notice a difference.
Okay.
So it's a learning process, and you can't learn everything, but if you have friends and family and co-workers, I can do it all. We have pots to make food, and each person will make different foods and stuff like that. I was just so amazed. I'm like, oh, wow. I couldn't do all this by myself. So I made a community. I just went to people who were like-minded, wanted to do this. I went to different things. I went to restaurants that serve raw foods, and, I said, we got to start that community. That's the only way. And you can't just sit there and listen to the TV and let them tell us what we should be eating and stuff and throw it in our face and see it in the supermarket. Like when I go to, people complain about me, they're like, Michael, you go to the supermarket, you just buy fruits and vegetables. I'm like, well, that's all I need. I can make a mock tuna.
Yeah, I was ready to ask you, are you still making the tuna?
Yeah, I kind of slowed down, but I'm going to pick it back up. People keep asking me about my cashew cheesecake, and they really like that. But overwork. I have people on the list. When I make it, I just text them. So okay, I made it. And they'll just deliver to them or make arrangements for them to pick it up. But also, I tell people to go on YouTube. They have a lot of stuff on YouTube that can teach you things too. What I like about YouTube, they show on the video. So yeah, they show you how to make almond milk on YouTube. Cashew milk is all there.
Oh, okay.
I tell people, but do it with somebody else. Have a challenge. Y'all don't have to meet, but y'all can talk on the phone. Y'all can come on Grown Folks Network, talk about it. I want to set up a private club. I'll help you out. So that's all we need to do. Just do it with other friends and stuff, and then it just keep going on. I tell people who have kids, teach your kids how to do it. A lot of people don't teach their kids how to cook at all, so that's why we have problems. You don't know how to cook.
I guess I'm at the point now, Mike, before I could even think about a club, that I kind of like want to be kind of like an example. So right now, I have to work on me. I have to work on me.
See, that's what I like about this platform. You just calling and talking in on the phone. What's so easy than that?
Yeah.
You can call and talk to your relatives. Say, let's do this. I'll show you how to do it. How did it taste? Simple. Yeah, I can do a Zoom meeting or the video call. So it's actually easier now. Like when I started out, it was, we didn't have all that stuff. You have to go to it. You have to go to events and stuff like that. So it's easier now. So, but thank you. And you have my information.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. Yeah. But you're right. You got to work on yourself first.
Michael, what do you know about the beetroot juice? What's your? I was told that that's also good for high blood pressure.
Yeah, it's very good in iron. And the beetroot, very nutritious also. It's very high in minerals. With high blood pressure, one of the things with high blood pressure is it builds up a lot of plaque in the blood vessels. So what happens is the body try to repair it. Like when we eat food, it creates a lot of free radicals. And these radicals creates holes in your blood vessels. So the body try to repair it, and they usually use enzymes to repair those. But we eat a lot of cooked foods, so we use up a lot of our body's enzyme. So the body doesn't have enough natural enzymes, so I use the next best thing to plug up those holes, which is plaque.
Yeah.
So plaque is not flexible because your veins are already supposed to be flexible. It stretches, it contracts. But plaque, it can't do that. It's stiff. So what happens, your body needs to raise the blood pressure sometime and lower it, so it forces your pressure up. But if you didn't have plaque in your arteries and veins would be flexible where it would contract itself. Because all that plaque is built up in it, it can't contract and expand. So when you eat when you eat raw foods have enzymes in it. Where the enzymes break down the food. Your body has its own enzymes to help repair your body. So when you eat a lot of cooked food, you're robbing all your body's enzymes to digest that food.
Yes.
So you're supposed to have, when you eat raw foods, you won't be robbing your body's enzymes to repair your body. So that's what's happening. When you eat a lot of cooked foods, you're robbing your body's repair enzymes to digest the food.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what everybody tells. Like, if you start eating raw foods, like I went on a raw food diet for 3 months, huge results. Skin got glowing, eyes glowing. I didn't see it, but strangers.
You said what now?
I said my eyes was glowing, my skin was glowing, and I didn't see it. But other people saw it in me. They said, "Oh, you look like one of those Muslim guys." I'm like, "Well, how do those Muslim guys look?" Skin looks good, and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And then strangers start, "Oh, your eyes are beautiful." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So when I went off that diet, I only went off for 3 months. My allergies went away for 2 years, and I'll have my allergies 3 times a year. I'm like, "Oh wow, my allergies went away."
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Well, I'm Miles Williams. How you doing?
Okay, I heard you before.
I'm good. Listen, for the past 4.5 years, you know, they kept telling me I had high blood pressure, but every time I get checked, I'm in the 80 to 120 range every time. Is they reading something wrong, or is it something I'm eating that's probably keeping me down like that? Because I don't take no blood pressure medicine. They was giving it to me. They like, take this, and I said, okay, but I never would take it.
Well, that high blood pressure is very important. You should have a monitor in your house or something.
Yeah, I got electric thing I put on my arm. It reads my blood pressure and everything.
The most important thing is when you relax, to see if your blood pressure is normal. Because when I go to the doctor, I'm rushing and stuff like that. And it's, "Oh, your pressure is high." I said, "Well, let me just sit and relax for a little while." Then they say, "Okay, you're okay." The most important thing is when you relax. If your pressure is high, then you need to take medication. I had a friend, his pressure was so high, but I knew he would have headaches. One time his nose started bleeding, and things are going. I'm like, "Did you go to the doctor? Did you take your?" "Oh, I'm not taking that blood pressure pill." I'm like, "You got to take something."
Right.
They have herbs and stuff that you can take. I would say talk to a herbalist. They can help you out a lot when your blood pressure is high. They have something called hawthorn berry, which is excellent. It's good for the heart, and it's good for your blood pressure. As a matter of fact, my friend, he got really, I was just so shocked. I didn't hear from him for a couple of days. And all of a sudden I called, and somebody answered the phone. And they said, "Oh, he can't come to the phone right now." I didn't know what was going on. Come to find out, he had a heart attack. And he had sleep apnea. He had, so they told him that he needed a pacemaker. All because of this high blood pressure. I got told him, I said, high blood pressure is so, they call it the silent killer. As you know, you have to take some kind of medication. This is going on.
Well, see, look, I've been in the hospital right now for like almost 10 days now. And every day they check my blood, and they, I ain't taking the only thing I'm taking is like blood thinner, and this stuff they give you, to coat your stomach. Yeah, and that's what I'm taking. But my blood pressure always is in the 120s to over 80 something.
But that's supposed to be good.
Yeah, but is
there something else going on?
That's what I'm trying to. Oh, because I had blood clots in my leg, in my left leg.
Oh, well, you need
I had blood clots now.
You need to go see an herbalist. They have things that will help you out with your pressure.
Yeah, but the thing is,
you still in the hospital?
Yes, because of my leg. But it's I just had a hard time walking on it. So now they got me going through physical therapy. But that's the only medicine they're giving me. Yeah. And then every day they check my blood pressure. They check it in the morning, then they check it at like 4:00 every morning. Then they check it in the afternoon, and it'd be like 120 something to 180. No, not 180. 120 something to 80, like 82, 83, something like that. And I keep telling her,
you're not taking any blood pressure medicine? No
nope,
blood pressure medicine?
And I keep telling the doctor that. I said, but doc, when I wasn't in the hospital years ago, I said I went 5 years without taking any blood pressure medicine. For my blood pressure, every time I came to my nurse, the doctor to see my doctor, oh, your blood pressure is good. What you eating and all this stuff. It's just certain food I stopped eating now. I ain't gonna say that's the reason.
The key is the food. You're changing that, so things will get better. Wheatgrass, it's going to help you repair.
Right.
You have to see an herbalist. They have herbs that is great for blood pressure. And, you got to work on your diet.
Well, where I get all that information from, like on these talk shows y'all got doing now, and they tell me what they be eating to keep their blood pressure. So I started eating the same thing. So.
What are you eating?
Well, I don't eat. I lay off the salt. I don't mess with salt like I used to. I eat a lot of I do eat a lot of fish. I eat fish. I boil my meat. I don't fry it like my brothers and them do. All that fried stuff, and I eat baked fish. And then like sometimes my brother he'll fry fish, but it don't have no flavor to it. It just be like a fish.
Well, most people who have high blood pressure is because they eat a lot of meat.
No, I don't eat a lot of meat.
You can eat meat, but you got to eat less of it.
Yeah, I eat a lot
of salads.
Yeah, I like that. I like salads. My mom always had me eating these things they call beets.
No, but Michael,
mild.
From what this gentleman is saying, he doesn't have high blood pressure. From what the gentleman is saying, my doctor's always saying to me, your blood pressure needs to be like 120 over 80, like this gentleman. I'm being told that if you
they look at all minorities that way because we have a higher things, when it comes to pressure, So they look at us as hard as they automatically just assume, you have high blood pressure. And another
because what bothers me is that I go to my doctor and I get the 120 something over 80 something, and then I'm in the hospital for like 10 days and they take it every day, and I'm the same thing. I'm in the 120s and 180s,
right?
And I'm asking them, why y'all talk about high blood pressure and pills and all that? And I ain't been taking that stuff.
No, but you have to realize you have to change things. You can be your own doctor. They just telling you things that may happen to you if it doesn't agree. You have to check it. You like borderline. But you have to change it. You say, well, maybe I need to do less meat.
I did. I eat more turkey burgers than I eat anything else.
Well,
turkey burgers and fish.
Meat is very hard to digest, especially when you get older.
Yeah, I know.
Your body's going to be working a lot, so you have to figure out what can I do? I got to start eating less meat. I know you like it, everybody like it, but you're going to have to change so you can see the difference.
But I only eat turkey burgers like twice a month.
Well,
every 2 weeks I eat a turkey burger.
Yeah, but you're going to have to change it to see what happens. Like maybe to say, well, you know what, let me stop eating meat, period. Maybe everything's totally reversed. But
you got a point there because I stopped eating a lot of meat. I did stop eating a lot of meat. And my mother, when she be cooking something, she said, I said, no, I don't want that. I'm good.
Well,
and then they act like I'm sick or something. They say, are you all right?
Dairy? No, but you have to step up.
Right.
You can't rely on the doctors. You say, well, let me do something different. Let me do the diet. That seems like it's helping a lot of other people out. Yeah,
so not only that, man.
Step up. I tell people, you can't. But doctors only tell you what's going on with you. You can change it through your diet. You can't
eat a lot of vegetables.
They're going to tell you what's going on with you. But you have to step it up and say, you know what, let me do something.
I noticed since I changed my diet, I lost 100 pounds already.
See, you notice some difference.
You know.
Yeah, but you know, when you lose that kind of weight like that, man, and you lay in bed. I think what's bothered me is that I'm so used to being like a heavy person, and I used to move certain ways, and I don't do it no more. Then I be trying, and I be like, see how fast I can get from here to there. It's kind of confusing. I'm starting to understand what's going on.
You're learning. You're
Yeah,
learning to take
yeah.
care of your body.
Yeah.
You're seeing things that happen. You lost the weight. What's next? Your pressure's going to go down. The doctors are there. They want to give you that medication.
Yeah, I know. They do.
If you don't do anything about it, they should give it to you. You ain't going to do nothing about it.
Especially at the hospital. I even tell them, I said, every time they said we got medicine, I okay, what it is, and explain to me what it's for.
No, you need to say what I need to do. Let me take in control to yourself.
Right.
You listen to the doctor. Don't say nothing. You
Right.
want them to say, you'll be going, they say, wow, your pressure is really good. That's what you want to hear from them. But you have to make the change so that can happen.
Yeah, because
a lot of people depend on them. Oh, I went to my doctor. I'm like, you can be better. A lot of times when you go to the doctor, they say, oh, yeah, you're healthy. But you can reverse your age just by eating right. The doctor tell you, they say, you can make, the doctor could tell you, I know people say, oh, you're 65, but your body look like you're like 40.
Yeah, because they be telling me, man, you gotta, for you to be in your 66, you seem like you got one of them young bodies, like late 20s, early 30 years old. I said, I changed my eating habits, man. I just changed the way I eat now.
Don't tell them anything. You just need to worry about you.
That's it.
You just all you want to hear from them is they say, wow, your butt is good. Oh, this is good. Oh, that's all you want to hear. Oh, you're healing well. That's all you want to hear from them.
So Michael,
yes.
No,
do you have any recommendations in terms of herbologists?
The only thing a lot of people are like a lot of older people will tell me, look, stick to your vegetables, stay away from salty food, and leave that grease and stuff alone.
Yes, they're right, but you can buy a book.
Yeah.
You could join
a
health group.
Yeah, and plus I know a lot of Muslims too.
Somebody had a question. A herbalist you can go to is Natural Essential Wellness. I think I told you that before. On 118th Street and 8th Avenue.
118th and 8th Avenue?
Yes.
Where, in New York?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sorry, Michael, what is it called again?
Natural Essential Wellness.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we also have people on this network, like I know a guy, he comes to your house. I had him on the show, and he gave out his information, and I like the fact that he comes to your house because some people can't leave their house.
Yeah, like that dude Forrest, he the way he talk about it, he got me on it. I started trying it, the same stuff he be trying. And everything seemed to turn, because my doctor always look at my eyes and say, okay, your eyes look clear. He be asking what do I be eating.
You have to step up. You can't talk about the doctors. You have to step up.
No, I'm saying when the doctor be checking me, he said, your eyes is more clear now than before. I said, yeah. Well, I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, but you have to step up where you don't have to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Be an herbalist.
That's what I want to do.
I have an herbalist that come to your house if you're in the New York area. I'll give you guys my my email is MikeMailbox1 at yahoo.com. So that's pretty easy.
Mailbox is Mailbox. Okay. Mike Mailbox 1.
You said MIKE, right? Mailbox?
Yes.
Mailbox 1
at yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com. Okay. Would you have like ingredients and stuff on there? We could look them up or something, or that's we get in touch with you.
That's to get in touch with me. You just email me, and I'll call you or whatever, and we can work something out. But I stress.
Oh, okay. You
have to start your club. I'm pretty sure you know other people in your family that's going through the same problem or some kind of health problem.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is this.
Listen, most of the people that I know, they want to stay with the conventional.
Yeah.
It's okay to go. It's okay to go to the doctor about 3 or 4 times a month, and take out 4 or 5 or 6 things of medication. They don't have no problems with that,
Well, and the good thing about it, man, it did cut down on a lot of medicine they was giving me. They cut it out. You don't need to take that no more, and you don't need to take that no more. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's not because of them; it's because of you. You change.
Right. Yeah.
You got to realize that. Don't depend on them. It's up to
I'm
you.
not. I tell them, look, I've been doing better without that. I don't need that. Because I know I know doctors in the medicine making money.
Yes, like I said, you keep stressing the doctor. I say you need to leave it alone.
Yeah.
All thing you want to know is
what
you're doing is working. You're working on changing yourself. That's the key there. What people need to learn. Work on yourself.
Yeah, and I
verify. Oh yeah, you're doing good. That's great.
Yeah, and I owe that to a lot of guys I be talking to on this show, the shows that they be having, the health shows that they come on in, they be talking about. Like, I ain't never tried that before. Let me try that, and then next you know I'll be trying it.
Get a book on eating and salads. Like salads, huge thing is like I went on a salad diet for 3 months and it was amazing.
Well,
I got so scared. Right? I went to a nutritionist. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. People telling me my skin. And he said, what were you eating? I said, salad. He said, how much salads are you eating? I said, I had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He said, you actually clean yourself inside out. That's why your skin was looking good and your eyes were looking good and you had all this energy.
And you want to know something else that's funny, man? Like, ever since I lost this weight, you know how your body be used to a certain amount of food you be putting in there and it's not there no more? And then it started, like, your stomach started acting up and stuff. I don't get that no more.
Okay, that's great, but listen, it's 6:30.
Okay. So listen, this was good, Mike. I really appreciate it. And
you're welcome.
I'm sorry I took up too much talking, Mike.
That's okay.
It's just that, I was over 400 pounds. Man. I feel good.
That's because you took control.
And not only that, man, Mike, the good thing about it, some of our clothes I can start fit. I fit them much better now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was thinking about going shopping. I got to get bigger clothes now that all of a sudden I lost all this weight. I'll be home. I'll be trying on my other clothes. I still got tags on and stuff. And it's kind of scary, like, when I put them on, like, damn, they fit.
Listen, Mike, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go. Y'all take care.
It was nice talking to all of y'all. Hey, Mike, thanks for the information.
Yes, so I have another show in 2 weeks. On the first week in the month and the third week in the month. I'm sorry. It's the same.
So could we call you that? Could we call you the health man?
No, we already had somebody else called the health man.
Oh.
My thing is, I'm starting a community health club. I want you guys to call in, pass it on to others. People have health channels. I'm going to be doing food, showing you how to make the food. I'm going to do videos on YouTube so you can exactly see how it's done.
And you in New York, right?
Yes.
That's you too, Miss Lady? You live in New York too?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'm in New Jersey, so I got to come over there one day.
Videos on YouTube where you can go and listen to it. They have
okay.
The next show coming up is called The Cancer Show, The Cancer Answer Show. Comes up to 8. And you guys are welcome to listen to that, but definitely come back on my show next time. I'm going to probably have the herbalist come back on, or I give you guys his email and I'll give you his information because he does house calls in the New York area. And that said, thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
You take care of yourself. You too, lady. Have a good day.